to welcome everybody out to the 2011 Uvu Auto Expo and Swap Meet. We're here again. This is, I think, my 20th year with the show, and we got a great show lined up. We've got some featured cars this year. We've got Ardell Brown again, H. Dwayne Ashmead. We also have Jay Page, and we have Lynn Miller, and they have a great collection of cars. Along with that, this year we've also got Charlie Hutton. Charlie Hutton is one of the great painters of the United States. He's painted the Riddler Award, many of the top hot rods in the United States. He's worked for Boyd Coddington, he's done work for Chip Foose, and Charlie is just a great guy. He loves to talk to people, he's fun, and everybody should enjoy him. So this year's show, the weather looks good. We're going to have a great turnout. And one thing we started last year is we changed our jackets. We've always done jackets clear back in 1990. The last 2 years we've gone to a new jacket. This jacket has become very, very popular. And once you make a change, you can't go back. So these will be our jackets now and the future. But anyway, we're going to have a great weather day and a great turnout and a lot of fun. We also have Plan B. The governor of Utah is going to be there. And so who knows, many other surprises. But anyway, enjoy it, have a fun time, and we'll talk to you later. We're over at Barber Brothers right now. We're going to meet here for a couple hours, and we're going to do a cruise over to UVU for a barbecue. And we have Plan B playing over there, live music, and Rib City's doing our barbecue, which are excellent.
Uh-oh. We're getting spied on, guys.
Yeah, coming out this evening. I know it's been kind of rainy, but I would like, I'm Don Wilson, I'm the department chair, would like to welcome you to the automotive department and into our facility. You folks that come to this sponsor scholarships, if you didn't know that. All this money goes towards scholarships, and I'd like to introduce Alex Gary. Alex is our student this year who is receiving a scholarship. His family's right here. He has 3 young little kids and a wife, and what a great choice this year for choosing Alex. You got anything to say, Alex?
Yeah, sure. I just want to thank everyone for coming out and everyone that has put the show together to give this opportunity for me to further my education and support my family, and this will really help my family and I out. So thank you very much.
Thanks, Alex. Thanks, Alex. Appreciate it. We'll see you tomorrow.
So we have O'Reilly, we have Parts Plus, and we also have Napa all here today. And you think, okay, all these guys together in one buys them. Tell them you heard about the car show and you appreciate them being here.
That's exactly right. We got a lot of fun things today. Later in the afternoon, before the awards ceremony, around 3:45, we're going to have the Utah Hall of Fame presentation. I believe 3 members are going to the Utah Hot Rod Hall of Fame today. And so we'll have in the front center in front of JC's booth up here. That's one thing to do today. And we're going to have the auction at 1 o'clock. We've got Plan B's going to play music at 12 and 2 o'clock. And then we'll hopefully start the awards around 4 o'clock.
We have a flag raising ceremony at 10:45.
We do.
So make sure you're here and you're present for that one.
That will build I'd love that. What's this big box that we're in? Keep your stuff in the trunk, get your trash by the roof, and hold it down in there. Oh, right.
The flag presented by UVU Army, ROTC. Cadet Rogers, Cadet Wilkinson, Cadet Pope, and Sergeant First Class Valverde. Ladies and gentlemen, our flag of the United States of America.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streamed, and the rocket's red glare was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Miss Heather Ferguson, American Idol tryout actress at the Hale Theater.
I'm from Pleasant Grove, and I started working on cars even before I had my driver's license and doing my own work, and that's how I started today what I've got. I did my own motors, transmissions, and paint jobs, so bodywork and paint. This is a 35 Ford I started on about, it's been about the last 10 years been worked on, and it ain't quite done yet. We've got the primers and we're still working on it. It's a guy from Pleasant Grove. His name's Steve Rogers. This is a 1950 Ford truck that I did for Mars Slater. It was done in 2000. We did this car. Jimmy Norman did a lot of the body, the fabrication work on it, and I did all the body work, and I painted this one.
It did have some rust.
Yeah, I remember. I took this at my work and tore the bed apart.
Put it in your garage, yeah.
Yeah. This car is a 54 Ford truck I did, and for Dan Duncan out of Springville, and it was in pretty bad shape when we started on it. We took all off the frame and did a frame up on it, and we built special interior consoles and stuff, and power windows, and it's loaded. It has, he just bought the gauges, it's not stock gauges. He got a B&N floor shifter, and we built the whole center console I built and had cut. It goes from the dash clear between the seats. This is a 56 Ford truck I did. In 2005 we finished it, and the guy's Scott Haynes from Orem, Utah, and we did all the engine work, and I did all the body and paint on it. This is a 55 Ford truck I did in 2005, and the owner is Larry Morgan from Tooele, and we did quite a bit of work on this. I did all the body work on this one and paint on it. And Larry did the motor, and the owner did the rest of the work on it. This is my car. It's a 1966 Ford Mustang Fastback, 2+2. I did all the body and paint on it. I built the motor. It's a 347 stroker with 530 horse. And it's got all disc brakes around it, a 9-inch Ford positive traction rear end, 2009 Mustang interior that I put in it and made it work, and that's it. 65 Sunbeam Tiger that Carol Shelby, it's original that Carol Shelby did, and the owner's Clyde Aston from Linden, Utah, and I did all metal rust repair and body and paint on this one, and it's been done for about 10 years. I painted it about 10 years ago, and they just finished it up last year. This is a 1966 Cobra. The owner is Clyde Aston from Linden, Utah. And we did this about 10 years ago too. And it's got an original 427 Ford motor in it with two 4-barrel carburetors. And I did the body on this one, and the owner did the rest of the work. This is another 66 Ford Cobra replica that I own. I finished it about in 1994, and it's got a 427 side-oiler motor in it with two 4s on it, and I did the body and paint on this one too. This is a 1950 Shiv 5-window truck that I did. We just finished it up last year, 2010. And the owner is Dan Brown from Pleasant Grove, Utah. And Jimmy Norman did all the metal work fabrication on the frame and the body. And I did the body work and paint job on the car. This car is a 1957 Ford retractable. This is the first car I ever did. This is what I started on, and that's what got me here today by doing it. I did all the body work and paint and got everything working on it. It's supposed to be. The top goes down in the trunk and comes back as a hard top convertible.
Nothing worth getting worked up over. Braidway. World TV.
Last call, guys. We have 9 bit every 9, 9 bit every 9, 9 bit every 9, and 900 bit every 9 bit every 9, 900 bit every 9. Sold 875. Put 'em up. What's your name? What's your name, sir? Can we get a round of applause for John, guys?
We're out here at the UVSU show. Boy, it must be 700 cars out here. I've never seen it so good. Beautiful day. Bright sunshiny weather, and after all this rain, it's probably going to be 65, 70 degrees today. We've got a really nice collection of cars. I got this 48 Chrysler Woody that, you know, these are just almost non-existent, and they've just doubled and redoubled again in value, and they just keep going, and they're really, really rare. The 48 Chrysler Woody convertible. And they got a fluid drive. It's a straight 8-cylinder engine. It's just a gorgeous car. And then we got a couple of 49 Ford and a 49 Mercury Woody station wagon. And then we've got one of these that I'm building. It's a 40 Ford look-alike, built on a GM chassis with a 350 crate engine in it, all new components. So it's basically a brand new vehicle, and it looks like a 40 Ford Woody, only it's about half again as big. Then over here in the corner we got this little Aston Martin. That used to belong to Michael Jordan. Him and his wife owned that car for 3-4 years. It's just a absolutely gorgeous, nearly like brand new car. We get involved with this show. This is probably our 8th or 9th year. Ray just does a phenomenal job on this show. This, in my opinion, is probably one of the best shows that's held in Utah annually. And there's probably close to 700 cars here.
And the cause that they're working for is they're creating scholarships for some students down here at the UVSU College in the automotive department. And I mean, that just to me is a great way to spend money that you make on one of these shows. And they do really well every year. It's just a wonderful show. And all of the people here that you're working with, that you get involved with, are as good a guys as there is. This is just car country. This is what it's all about, is old cars and nice people. Thank you.
Well, we're trying to sell some hand-painted artwork. And if you can't buy my pickup, but you can buy the picture of it. Yep. Or if you want a real old Pontiac, there's one of the world's best framed ones. That's a pure Heber frame. Yeah, you can still smell the sheep in there.
Charlie Hutton. Got Charlie Hutton's Color Studio up in Idaho. Some of the people out there might recognize me from some of the TV programs, American Hot Rod and Overhauling and Rides and Muscle Car TV. I'm kind of like the Where's Waldo of paint. So, but I'm here at the beautiful show at Thanksgiving Point for the UVU. Awesome facility. Weather cooperated with us today, so that's a very good thing. A lot of wonderful cars out here, and it's a good family event, so we're excited to be here.
What got you into this?
You know, as a kid, I've just always been a car guy. You know, started obviously with my Hot Wheels. Used to paint my Hot Wheels, and I had two older sisters. I'd steal their fingernail polish and use Scotch tape to tape up the windows and tires. So I've just been a car guy my whole life. My dad was chairman of the school board, which turned out to be a major benefit once I went to graduate, but that's a different story. But one of the board members owned a body shop, and as a kid I was able to convince my folks when I was 13 to be able to ride a bike over there and help them in the shop. And the rest is history, I guess. Still playing with cars, just never grown up. Cars just get bigger and more expensive the older you get.
Hey there.
I'm Jay Page. I brought 6 cars down today. We start out here with a 72 Bronco that we've had for many years. The 37 Ford pickup right there I bought back in 1958, and summer I got out of high school. The Ranchero, I've had that for many years. It's got the 429 Super Cobra jet in it with a shaker. Next I've got the Falcon, a 63 Falcon. That's the one we spent the most money on. It's done very well across the circuit. We've won several first Best of Shows cars with it. Been in several magazines. We've won Hot August Nights. We've won the Best Ford in a Ford with it. We've won several different things. The next one's a Mustang GTA convertible. It's one that my daughter drove in high school. I bought it. She needed a car, so she drove that in high school. And it finally quit her after she got married, so I took it out and put it in a shed, and it sit there for 25 years before we decided to restore it because she kept after me. We just finished that one last year. The white one on the end there's a new 11 Roush, and that's my wife's dream car. So she likes that car really well. We have several more at home, but we've been collecting cars since high school. It's one of those things where you buy them and then hate to sell them. So I just keep accumulating, and we run out of garage space, so I don't know what I'm going to do now. So but we're happy. We're having a good time. We're enjoying it and having fun.
Well, thank you, and we appreciate the generous Utah Americans here. It's a kind of a celebration of Americana. We're here for the cars, and we're here for the music.
Oh, yeah.
So it's great to be here, and I appreciate the generosity of those involved.
You know, a little bit of your background, you kind of grew up with classic cars and cruising the streets and that.
They weren't classic back when I was cruising.
Yeah, I know.
That was the standard fare at the time, but it's good to see, and it's really nostalgic, and I see the work that people put into this, and again, it's just a wonderful event for the family, and this is the only good day of the week, right here, and so the good Lord smiling on the car people.
time here. I enjoy looking forward to the show every year. Glad I was able to take the day off work and come have some fun out in the sun.
As the 2011 inductee into the Hot Rod Hall of Fame in the Future category. And to tell everyone that he has opened his own shop in Cedar City called Rare Fab. They specialize in metal forming and chassis design and construction, and can build parts or pieces or a complete car. Josh Bullock. If not for the efforts of everybody's friend, Ray Campbell, the hot rodding sport in Utah would not be what it is today. Starting way back, let's say in the mid-60s, Ray has been an influence on the growth and enjoyment of this great sport. A few of the events that Ray has been involved with are, and these are just a few, Pioneer Days Car Show, the Rat Fink Reunion, Arnie B's Rod Run, the Route 66 Cruise, and in his 20th year with this show, the Uvu Auto Expo. It is my great honor to present to you to Ray Campbell as this year's inductee into the Utah Hot Rod Hall of Fame. For all of his unknowing contributions, for his great example, for his longevity and always pleasant demeanor, I present to you, with all due respect, this year's selection for induction into the Hot Rod Hall of Fame, Glenn Cox. We all owe a bit of gratitude to men like Glenn, who have paved the way for us and showed us how hot rodding is to be done the right way.
Okay, I want to introduce Matt Holland. Matt, president of UVU. I want to thank you for the support of the university. You've done a great job there, and you come and support us here. So I got a jacket from the show we give you, so hopefully you can proudly wear it.
Absolutely.
And I want to tell you, I appreciate everything you're doing for the automotive, auto trades, and we hope we can keep that program continuing.
Great. So a quick word.
Well, thank you. I just want to join this moment and congratulate Ray for honors well deserved. We love hosting this event. It's really the essence of what UVU has always been about. And even though we're now a university, we do a lot of other things. We come out of the trades and technical education. We love the automotive program, and we love this event. And it's great to see so many of the community out, and we're just so thrilled with how well this is done each year. So congratulations to the organizers and to all of you. Thank you very much. Sponsors work for the President's Cup. Sponsor is Rip City, car number 456, owner Jerry Howell, Ford 1930. Please come forward.
Well, we came to an end of another Auto Expo. This year is our 24th annual show, and next year we're going to be looking at our 25th show. But just to say, today we had great weather. We had a great turnout. I think this is the biggest turnout of the public that we've had. Car-wise, we ended up 626 cars, and I think that's pretty good with the weather that May's had. I think we got the only good day in May. Matter of fact, I had one sponsor say, "How do you do it?" I don't know, but we've been lucky. But anyway, the show turned out great. Charlie Hutton had a great day. We had the governor there. We had Miss Utah 2011 there. Miss Teenage Utah 2011 was at our show this year. And we had a great, great show. Next year, just so you know, is going to be our 25th anniversary show. We do have some special things next year. We're going to have Dennis Gage back. He will not be filming this time, but he will be our special guest. He'll be here. He'll be able to sign autographs. You'll be able to talk to him this time. And Dennis is a great guy, so we're very lucky and happy to have him back. Next year also we're going to feature Bonneville Salt Flats race cars. We haven't done this in the past, and we do have some neat race cars lined up, and it's going to be a real special show for that. Also along with that, next year's our 25th anniversary, and we're going to do a coin. We're doing a special coin. We're going to do some silver ones. We're going to do some in brass. There's going to be some different coins, but they're going to be really cool with the Salt Flats thing and UVU. Anyway, we hope we provided a whole bunch of new scholarships for students, and that's what the show's about. I want to emphasize to people that we do this show for the auto technology part of UVU, and that's where the money goes for scholarships. And hopefully we provide a bunch this year. So anyway, I hope everybody had a good time, and look forward to next year, May 19th. 2012 is going to be the date for the next show, and we'll see you then.
Terry Bredesen. This is a 1951 Henry J. I repainted it, flamed it. That's about all I've really done with it this year. So I let it go, do a little bit every year, and just keep building on them, you know, because they're so expensive to do. You just keep doing it a little bit at a time.
Is this something that you found and fixed yourself?
Yes. The car was actually on its way to the junkyard.
How long ago was that?
2004.
2004, it's on its way to the junkyard?
Yeah. We've done a body-off restoration on it. And so you tell them what you...
So your name's what?
Cleve
Jackson. Cleve Jackson? Where are you from?
Spanish Fork. The car is more or less dedicated to what the veterans have done for us.
Uh-huh.
And saying thank you to them.
Oh yeah, more or less, if that's what you want.
Saying a lot about our First and Second World War and freedom veterans, about us being born free. Enjoying the privileges we have for the sacrifice they do.
I got the Nissan 370Z, and I had a supercharge put in it, and it really is faster. It was 332 horsepower, now I got 515 under the hood, and I'm enjoying every minute of it. Gerald Gilroy, originally from Cajun country, Louisiana. And I sure enjoy it. I enjoy the inside of it. And it's a two-seater. That way no grandkids can ride in it. Yeah, and, but it's a whole lot of fun. I'm looking forward to getting it on the track because it is super fast.
Yeah, it's just a 1929 Model A with a marble paint job. You won't see that anywhere. And I completely went down to the frame, sandblasted the frame, and just started from there and just kept building it. Took me only 3 months to get her going.
What's your name?
Jeff Miller. I put saran wrap in when the paint's still wet. Rub it in and peel it back off.
What's driving this?
It's a 350 small block Chevy. Inside there. It's completely redone from the frame up. Bought it here in Spanish Fork. My dad did. I went and stole it from him, and I fixed it the way I wanted it.
Jerry Faulkner. It's a 1932 Ford pickup, all steel. Running a 406 small block. Rolling over 437 horsepower. I bought it in Salt Lake.
Now, how long did it take you to put this together?
Year and a half.
Where did you get the idea for the decal on there?
Got it off an old gas pump down Richfield. Look down and see the exhaust. I had to build all that exhaust. Dave Christensen here in Spanish Fork painted it. Division Custom. I bought this for a work car to save on gas. I got a wild hair one day to change it over. Took 7 months to do it. It's got a 914 Porsche motor in it. Ace Engineering air-cooled and Salt Lake built motor. Everything's new on it but the transaxle. It's got a 2-inch narrow front end in it. It's got 142 horsepower.
Hey, I'm Diane Trotter, and this is my 1960 Willys CJ5. We bought it from a friend of ours, Brian Morris. It was his dad's. They've had it most of the time. The paint was done in about '99, so it's pretty much been in the garage ever since. Everything's original on it. It's all stock. So even the interior, everything is.
What do you enjoy about this the most?
I get to drive it.
Well, what is it, 51 years old?
Yeah. Yep, it's in pretty good shape.
I'm John Thomas, and I just picked up this Corvette. It's been it was kind of a barn find. It's been in storage for 15 years, and it took me 5 years to get it out. It's a 2-owner California car, and one owner. It's one of 200 made with the 365 horse, 327 with air conditioning. The car's all original, except I think it's had one repaint. So we're pretty happy to have it, and just a lot of fun.
What kind of work do you do on this?
I've done 25 Camaros. This one here, I had to drain the tank, you know, tune it up, new plugs, change the oil, charge the AC, which works perfect. We can haul a side of beef in there if we want. And so on this car, I haven't had to do anything major yet, knock on wood. So, but I've restored many, many cars. So yeah, we're just thrilled to have it. It's Nassau blue. They named all their colors for racetracks. And so this was Nassau Bahamas. So this was a new color for 65. It also has 4-wheel disc brakes, which was a new option that year.
So we're just thrilled to have it.
Hi, I'm Ray Campbell. I'm chairman of the Uvu Auto Expo and Swap Meet. I have a 55 Shiv, and the 55 Shiv is not quite stock. It is a custom car. I've got a 383 stroker motor in it, a 4-speed, and a special little rat fink on the trunk. But the car has custom upholstery. I've got power steering on it, power brakes, and it's just a fun car to drive.
My name's Jay Sisson, and I own that 51 Merc, the bright orange one with flames. It's been around quite a while. I think this is my 9th or 10th year of having it on the road. It's a nice car. It's had a full frame swap. Sits on a '86 Lincoln Town Car frame, and has a 350 Shiv motor, 4-bolt main with Vortec heads. I built it as a driver, and we've done that. I've got about 40,000 miles on it. Runs like a top, drives like a Lincoln. So it's a lot of fun, great car. It's been out to a lot of shows, and it's won its fair share of awards, so I'm real happy with it.
My name's Jesse Stickney. I live here in Spanish Fork, and I have this 1973 Corvette 20-year anniversary. It's T-top, it's L82, and some of the things I've had done to it recently, I had the transmission rebuilt. I've put in a new fuel pump, new alternator. It has a lot of new features on the interior that are new. Door panels and carpet, console. A lot of little things I've done. The latest thing that I've done is I had the front grills powder coated. Did that about 2 weeks ago. And it's just been a fun car to drive around. I've had this one for about 6 years.
How did you pick this one?
A neighbor of mine had it in his garage, and I'd previously owned a 72 Corvette, and it was a red T-top also. And years ago we had it, and as the family started to grow, we just didn't have room for a Corvette, which the story goes. So we sold it off, and I always kind of missed it. And then when I saw the neighbor down the street had this 73, I asked him about it every now and again. It took about 2 or 3 years before he finally relented, and he decided to sell it to me, and we've had it ever since.
Oh, my name's Ted Pitts, and I bought the GTO brand new back in 1967. I got it the day after Thanksgiving. We ordered it from Harmon's in Provo, and it's a 68, but you know, they sold them just a little bit before 68, and so we got it then, and each of my 4 children drove it for their first car, and it's been parked now for like 21 years. Well, yeah, last year I finally got it up to where it is right now. So before that, it looked like a basket case. That's about it, I guess.
My name's Norm Skiba. I'm from Springville. It's a 66 Impala, and we bought it a year ago, and it was partly done. We've done some other stuff to it, but I don't know, it's got a 350 in it. It's just a crate engine. It's pretty much stock. I'm too old to have a hot rod now. But I like this car because, first of all, I'm a little bit full figure and it fits me. And I've always liked these older Chevys like this. I don't know why it is. It's always, when I was a kid, I loved them. And it's funny, you see people that'll stop you on the road, and this one lady stopped us one day and said she used to ride in the back window. She used to sleep in it when she was a kid, when her family had one just like it, you know. But it's a fun car, and it's something my wife and I enjoy doing together, coming down here to these car shows like this.
My name's Robert Driscoll, and this is my car before I restored it. That's my cute little daughter. She was killed in an automobile accident when she was 16, so I've lost her now. But she was out shining my car, and so I had to take her picture. And it's how the grill, the front end, the sides, and everything were originally, and then we changed it all.
Yeah, I'll see. Where did you get those?
I made it all, one piece at a time.
So you can fabricate all this
just
stuff,
took
huh?
some 18 gauge steel and cut it, folded it, and then welded it, and polished it out and chromed it.
So what kind of engine is that?
It's the LS1. It's got about probably about 365 horse somewhere. Yeah, I tried to hide all the wiring. So, got the seats out of an 02 Cougar. Fabricated those so they fit in there. It's got all Corvette front end and rear end under it.
You know, for me on the main aspect, you know, and then the most unique part back here, huh?
Yeah, and then I built the banjo, so I had to have a spot in the trunk to haul it around. The banjo's more famous than the car. I've taken a lot of bluegrass jams. I've been up in Weezer, Idaho, and had guys from North Carolina say, "Is this the banjo I've heard about?" And they have to dig it out and show them, especially if they're banjo players.
You made this?
Yeah, when they play this banjo, they don't want to give it back. I did some different things to it, and it's probably the brightest, loudest banjo around. Yeah, it turned out really, really good. So.
My name's Brewster, and I got this about 5 years ago from a fella up in Cache Valley, and it's a Wells cargo platform, and the plans came out of 1952 Popular Mechanics entitled Tin Can Tourist.
That's just log siding, huh?
Yeah, it used to smell real piney in there. It was real nice. Okay. I was browsing on the internet, and I saw a picture of it, and I looked at the price, and I thought, well, there's got to be something wrong with it. Well, sure enough, the tires were rotten. I drove it home with no brakes, literally no brakes. But I drove a semi-truck for 25 years, so I was used to driving with no brakes. Probably the only one you'll probably ever see, it's the only one I've ever seen that has a tilt, 1926 Model A tilt hood. It's a 350. Come out of a truck, about 50 miles an hour, is real comfortable. You know, it's not a racer, it's a cruiser. I get a lot of thumbs up. You know, people will pull up on the freeway and they'll wait till I look over and they'll go, yeah.
I have the 72 Gran Torino Sport.
All right.
I have the 57 Chevy truck right here.
Wow, that's a big high-rising truck, isn't it? Have you got a vehicle or anything?
No, I'm with my wife, 57 here.
57?
Yeah.
All right.
She owns all the cars.
Okay. That's the way it ought to be, I guess.
That's right.
Name's Craig Johnson. I've got a 65 Volkswagen bus. Safari windows, red and black. A guy in Sugar House had it. I just seen it in the newspaper. Looked it over. It was mostly all tore apart. Bought it in a box. Kind of took off from there. My son was going to drive it to high school, but as we got working on it, put too much money into it for him to go to high school, so we changed our minds. It is unusual. You know, the interior's a lot different than original. Volkswagen painted their bumpers. I went with chrome bumpers, chromed all the window frames, put Safari windows in it, which was an option with Volkswagen, but they was the ones that they sent to Africa. Put more of the deluxe trim on it, so we kind of dolled it up that way. I built a 1915 engine for it, put a straight axle Type 1 transmission in it, which lowered the back 3 inches, and then I put drop spindles in the front with a narrowed beam front end. Makes it easy to get into, it's fun to drive, it doesn't sit up as high, so it's better to drive in the wind. And then the radar rims They're reproduction, but Sears originally sold them the Sears and Roebucks back in the 60s and 70s. This is a 1960 Volkswagen Bug convertible. I got this car in 1981. The guy I got it from, Ed Andrews Service, was going to take it to the dump. He owned a Porsche shop on 9th South and 9th West. I had it for about 20 years before I started to restore it. It'd been hit in the side a little bit, kind of hard, not real bad. Replaced the door and the quarter panel. But other than that, it was a complete car. That's original color. That's a 1 year only color, only on the convertibles. So it's kind of a unique color. And everything's original on that one except for the engine and transmission. The engine's a 2180 with the no-crosser crank. And then it's got the street eliminator heads and dual 45 Laredo carburetors. So it's a really fast car. Air-cooled engineering's dyno, it produced 160 horsepower. So it really goes good.
Well, we're here at Barber Brothers. Got a 2006 Dodge Charger full custom. Had it for since 2007. Haven't done much to it in the last couple of years, but this last winter I went through and put a Supernova kit under it. All LED lights, interior, exterior, wheel wells. There's something to show it off a little more. There's all these LED lights everywhere. Got them in the engine compartment, under the body, in the grills, in the interior, in the wheel wells. The bottom one's a little better. Looks a lot better in the dark. It really lights it up. Yeah, it really lights it up in the dark.